me again, making stuff out of junk. This is going to be a 2662 made from junk Riverossi parts. And I'll tell you what, it's actually going to be a 2666 on steroids. See how big the drivers are? Those are what would be I think a 79-inch driver, where a Allegheny had a 69-inch driver. So this is going to be big. This was a used, newer Riverossi Challenger chassis. Bottom cover. And this is the Challenger top cover, which I cut and added an inch. As you can see, this needs to be ground down. This is where the cab was. So this cab is closer to what was on the Allegheny. It's from if you see the number, I'm sure you figured it out. It's Berkshire. So it's bonded together. This is filled with crazy glue and epoxy, and I will have to sand it down and get rid of that. So the cover goes on like this. It does fit. It's a little awkward. You have to use two hands to do it, but I'll just stick it on there for now. Just sitting there. It's not snapped on right. This is going to be dual motors. The height is probably about 1/8 of an inch higher than it really should be. There's nothing I can do about that because I need the clearance for this to articulate. So what we're going to have is we're going to have one motor. This is sitting on a piece of 18-inch track. One motor. It's going to be mounted here. And this thing is just barely going to be able to make an 18-inch curve. I've shaved all the plastic out. I need to shave the plastic out of the inside there because the motor is going to articulate with the frame. And it's going to be maxed out. It's going to, touch both walls. See if this thing's on the right track, yeah. And then the center motor will sit there and it'll have a drive shaft going from here to here. Now what these are, it's two New York Central Hudsons that were modified. I chopped the front of the frame, chopped the rear of the frame on that, as you can see. The piston is as far forward without touching the wheel. This shaft was extended. I have to grind that down so it's soldered, so it's more even, so the lip isn't as heavy. Same with the back, and of course the other side. So the pistons are as close to the wheel as possible. This truck, as you can see, was pieced together. Right now I just have a plastic wheels in there because I have to get another set, find another set that fit in there. So, and this is the front truck. There was no room for the spring, so it's sitting on a piece of Lexian that gives it its little spring action. See? If you try to push it up on the track, the piece of Lexian pushes it back down and it's able to move. By the way, I cut it, if you can see that. So the front pilot rests on that and it swivels. So this thing will have plenty of pulling power without me putting a ton of lead in it, because it's going to have 4 traction tires. So What this is pivoting on is I drilled out the rivet, and underneath there is plastic bonded to the frame that's threaded for that screw, and there's a spring on it. There's a spring on the top and a spring on the bottom to allow it to rock back and forth like that. This one here is just on there. If you look right here, you can actually see what's holding that. If you look real good, that is a drive rod with the screw, and what's underneath there was a Rivarossi wheel with the brass piece. I cut the flange off of it, ground the plastic, cut the plastic down, and I bonded it to the top of the frame, and then I threaded the nut in there. So that's what that's pivoted on, and it's pretty damn strong. I mean, if it falls off the table, it'll probably break, but most trains will. So the back motor will articulate with the frame because it's going to be mounted right here, and the front one's going to be mounted right here, and the drive shaft's just going to be long. I will use a rubber drive shaft, like I do on a lot of my trains, and it'll have enough movement. I won't be running it on 18s anyway, but it will run on an 18. How good, I don't know. But that's what I started this at 11 a.m. this morning. It's 10 minutes of 1. Time to clean up, go to bed. I've been working on it all day long. Every piece in here was cut off of another train, Rivarossi train. The only piece that came from another train was this piece of plastic right here that I bonded in there. That was actually from a Bachmann steam that was the back half of one of these Bachmann piece of craps that split the nylon or the plastic axle joiners. I chopped off the back. I don't throw anything out. Save everything, because you never know what you can use it for. So anyway, this is going to be a 2666 on steroids. It's going to be much bigger than an Allegheny, and it's going to have all that stuff is baking soda that's on the wheels. That looks like dirt. It's just baking soda. It needs to be blown off. So that's what I got going on so far. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And have a good night. Thank you.